What is going on, everybody? It is your boy. Welcome into Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews, where we keep it real, we keep it hype, and we always bring it 100% of the time. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing one from one of my favorite houses, City Rythm Fragrances. I can't wait to share it with you today. Got my beads on, got my shirt, got my shades. I'm ready to share New Orleans from City Rythm with you here shortly. Thank you again for tuning in. And let's not mess around, baby. Let's get all up in this review. Let's have a good time. I promise to keep my shirt on. I didn't have to work too hard for these beads. All right, baby, you know how we do it. No salad, no dessert, just straight steak and beans. Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews starts now. Baby, we are back, and today we are reviewing the brand new one that came out a month and a half ago from City Rythm New Orleans. Booze, and it's called Booze, Jazz and Booze. So when we think about New Orleans, we think about partying. I myself have never been. It's on the bucket list. Maybe one day I'll go. But the whole thought about just New Orleans, it's always fun. I was winning a couple championships in New Orleans, so I always think of New Orleans as a cool place. I've always wanted to visit, just haven't gone. Niles does an amazing job with his fragrances. I plan to review 2654 coming up soon, but he's had the first two he came out with the city kind of style fragrances. Miami and Manhattan are hits, straight up hits. We're going to see if this one is yeah material or not. I've worn it. I got my full feelings on it. I can't wait to share it with you. But I want to stress to you how great Niles is. Niles is an amazing person. He makes great fragrances. I've had him on my live streams before. He's fantastic. The guy is just genuinely passionate about fragrances. And he takes care. He puts care into everything he does. And we appreciate that so much. I paid for mine. So it's a shield-free review. I'll let you know if I give it my full seal approval or not. Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, so here's the box that came in. Beautiful presentation. I got the 100 ml. And if we open this bad boy up, oh, I did. And there you go. Little card comes with it, New Orleans. Tells you about how they came about with this fragrance. But then look at the inside. Bam. Beautiful box. Amazingly beautiful box. Now, I did drop mine, unfortunately, and I could cut myself pretty easy right there where I dropped it. Didn't hurt the bottle, but I did drop it, so I want to be careful holding this one. So let's take a good look at the bottle now. I'm gonna shake it up because it's got that little shine in there into them. There it is. There, if you look at the juice in there, it's just a cool looking bottle. I do appreciate this bottle. Now, before I go on, I do have City Rythm 2654, which is a combination of San Diego and Miami. Then, of course, I have San Diego, one of my favorites this year I picked up. Love this fragrance for summer. Then I also have the other two city ones he has, which are Manhattan, the OG, and Miami. These are the original bottles. Really great. I'll let you know where it ranks. I will give you kind of a ranking of those after I review 2654. But now let's go ahead and get into Jazz and Booze. And I can't wait to do that. It did also come with these beads that I'm wearing right now. So you get the presentation, the passion's in there, for sure. All right, so let's look at the notes in this bad boy. In the top, we have black cherry, rhubarb, raspberry, jackfruit, lychee, I guess I can say it, bergamot, cinnamon, and butter. In the mids, you have praline, geranium, tonka, cashmere, wood, rose, oak wood, pepper, tobacco, bread, and hazelnut. In the bottom you have Spanish moss, vanilla, sandalwood, amber, patchouli, amber seed, musk, vetiver, and bourbon. What I will say about those notes, this is a very, very complex fragrance. But what stands out to me are a few notes. The notes of black cherry stand out. The notes of cinnamon and butter stand out too to me. And I love just the note of bread to give it that kind of rye yeast vibe from like a whiskey. If you've ever been to like a distillery, you can smell bread. It's really cool. It's a beautiful smell. It's just one of those unique smells you get. And I also love the amber and the bourbon on the bottom. I like the fact that he put the bourbon in the bottom. Bourbon tends to kind of dissipate quick. Hopefully this one we can enjoy more. So this is a very complex, thick, really rich fragrance. So let's go ahead and put it on the skin, see what we get. You can also get it without the shine. If you don't want the shimmer in there, you can get it without it. I prefer it with it. So here we go. This is 100 ml. These cost exactly, it's 100 mls. I'll leave the link for, of course, for City Rythm. The 100 mls will run you about 180, and he has so many sizes from a 50 to a 50 to a 10. If you do want to sample these, you can go over to fatboyfragrance.com. I have now full support on this. You can go over there and try a 3 ml, a 2 ml, 1.5 ml, or a 10 ml. This one, I think. So you got plenty of choices. So go over to fatboyfragrance.com. Promos will always be on the front page. Check them out. Fatboyfragrance.com, where the customer is always right. All right, so let's get into City Rythm, New Orleans. Super excited. I love San Diego. I loved all the other ones. Let's find out what we get. So as usual, let's put that baby in the air. Oh, man. This one is very unique. You're gonna pick up on that Boozie bourbon right off the jump. This one is probably his most ambitious of all the ones he's done. Without a doubt. This one is the most out there. It definitely feels like it is way out there. But what else do you expect down in New Orleans? It's a fun place. It is weird. It's got a bunch of stuff to look at. It's just one of those things that, man, it is weird, and it just fits his fragrance perfect. It does come off a little weird. It does come off super boozy. I mean, probably the booziest fragrance in my collection, hands down. Man, what I do like about this fragrance the most is that you would think with all that booze that it would kind of smell a little spoiled or maybe even a little sour. I don't get that vibe. What I'm getting is that black cherry, a boozy black cherry, kind of rye wheat vibe fragrance. The closest thing I can compare it to is if you tried DB Sensations Icon. It's a lot like that one. Very boozy, has that whiskey rye note to it. Very, very, very boozy. I mean, you feel like you're almost drunk when you smell it. Now, are you gonna smell like just a glass of alcohol? No. That black cherry and the vanilla really complement it really well. The amber sweetens it up at the end. And I love the fact that the bourbon is at the bottom and not at the top, but it still shines. Liquor, alcohol notes always shine up front, especially bourbon and notes like rum. They will always take the lead, regardless of where they're put at. Oh man, this fragrance is warm. It's boozy. It's inviting to a point. Do I think this one is something you would wear on the first date? Absolutely not. This one is a fragrance that is not just for the faint of heart. You have to be kind of ready to experience a really true experience. You feel like you're experiencing New Orleans in this bottle. I love that. And I've never been there, but it kind of feels like New Orleans. I really appreciate this one. The cinnamon does come through, so maybe think a little bit of cinnamon, black cherry, booze, amber, and vanilla vibe that's extra boozy, and that bread note really makes a difference. All right, Let's find out if this one gets my full seal approval, and we'll get out of here. Performance. Jeez Louise. Does this thing perform? Do not worry about performance. It lasts all day. Don't overspray this one. I would say bam, 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 and then maybe your shoulders and maybe one time on your wrist and hit it once. That's it. Don't go more than 5 or 6 sprays. You'll overdo this one easily. But it gets a full check from me for performance. It performs great. Does the wifey like it? Did I get compliments wearing it? Here's where we're gonna have to say no. This is not her type of fragrance. I knew that going in, and I could not get a compliment out of it, and that's not something normal every time I get one. It wasn't an attention getter. It did get people curious about it. No compliments though. It's definitely one of those fragrances people are gonna notice you when you're wearing it. Not that you smell bad, but that you smell unique and fun, and just, it is a really fun fragrance. All right, third, how much do I recommend it? Is it get my full seal approval, all the way, no way, and we'll get out of here. All right, I love the performance. I'm not really taking it back because of the compliment factor. I enjoy fragrances too, just for myself. And I gotta say, this one hits my Boozie spot. So if you like a Boozie fragrance, you're gonna love this fragrance. If you wanna try something super unique and different, here you go. You're always complaining about stuff being too much alike. Go for this bad boy. Give it a try. You won't be disappointed, in my opinion. So this one gets my full seal approval from Fat Boy to you. Sample it first before you buy it. If you don't know how about Boozie fragrances, you can sample it at fatboyfragrance.com, or you can buy a small one from Niles. I'll leave the links below. That's it. Full seal approval. Amazing job, Niles. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay well. And if you smell good, baby, and you feel good, baby, then it's going to be all good. Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews is out.